See, we are studying the subject basics of computer organization, and in that, we are studying the unit 3, that is basics of computer system. Okay, and the contents of this units are basic computer organization, concept of address bus, data bus, control bus, CPU block diagram, and explanation of each block, register based CPU organization, concept of stack and its organization, input output organization, need of interface, and then block diagram of general input output interface. So let's start with the first topic, that is components of CPU and their functions. Okay, you must be already aware about the block diagram, the basic block diagram of a computer. The computer consists of input output devices. It consists of a CPU, and then in CPU there is arithmetic and logic unit, the input output ports, and the memory unit, right? The same is given over here, the components of CPU and their functions. Memory unit, it is also called as a storage component because here we can store the data. The primary job of the memory unit is to store data or instructions and intermediate results. Memory unit supplies data to other units of a CPU. In computer organization, memory can be divided into two major parts: primary memory and secondary memory. Speed and power and performance of memory depends on the size and type of the memory. Then the second component of the CPU is the control unit. This is also called as a control component because it is going to control all the operations of the CPU. It is the unit which controls all the operations of the different units but does not carry out any actual data processing operation. Control unit transfers data or instruction among different units of a computer system. It receives the instructions from the memory, interprets them, and sends the operation to various units as instructed. Control unit is also responsible for communicating with all input and output devices for transferring or receiving the instruction from the storage units. So the control unit is the main coordinator since it sends signals and finds the sequence of instructions to be executed. And then the next very important execution component of the CPU is the arithmetic and logic unit. ALU can also be subdivided into two sections, namely arithmetic unit and logical unit. Okay, so arithmetic unit performs all the arithmetic operations and the logic unit performs all the logical operations. It is a complex digital circuit which consists of registers and which performs arithmetic and logical operations. Arithmetic sections perform arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. All other complex operations can also be performed by repetition of these above basic instructions. The logic unit is responsible for performing logical operations such as comparing, selecting, matching, and merging of different data or information. Okay, so these are the main blocks or the units of the CPU. CPU consists of a memory which can store a data. Then there is a control unit which controls all the operations of the CPU. And then there is a execution component that is called as ALU, arithmetic and logic unit, which can perform all the arithmetic and logical operations. Okay, now we will study the general register organization, that how the registers are organized in the CPU and how the instructions are followed and some arithmetic and logical operations are performed by this CPU. Okay, so in this diagram you can see that there are 7 registers from R1 to R7 and these can store the operands. Operands means these are the numbers on which some operation is to be performed. For example, we are performing the addition of two numbers A plus B. Okay, then that A and B will be stored in these registers and these are the operands. So operands will be stored in the register as well as the results will be stored in the register. Now to select among these 7 registers, we have two multiplexers. Both are the 8:1 multiplexers. So they can select from these 7 registers, and from those registers we can take our operands. Okay, and in most of the arithmetic or logical operations we need 2 operands. So here we need to select 2 registers, and that's why 2 multiplexers are here. Okay, so this is a 8:1 multiplexer, and that's why it consists of 3 select lines. So this is multiplexer A, and these are the select lines of the multiplexer A, that is select A, and these are the select lines of the multiplexer B, that is the select B. Okay, and here we get the output, means one of the register will get selected, and here that will be available at the output, which is connected as an input to arithmetic and logical unit. So this arithmetic and logic unit will receive the data from these multiplexer outputs, and then the arithmetic or logical operation will be performed on them. Okay, now the output or the result of this arithmetic and logical operation is stored again in these 7 register, means in one of the register. Okay, and that register can be selected by using this 3:8 line decoder. Okay, it can be selected by using this 3:8 line decoder. So this select amongst these registers, and in that register then the data is stored, and for that we can use this input, that is select D. Okay, and we also have to give the instruction that which arithmetic or logical operation is to be performed, and for that there is a control input, that is OPR, which will select the control input, which will select that which operation is to be performed. Okay, and here you can see it's a 5-bit input. So here we have to give a 5-bit code, and it will give the instruction to the ALU that which operation is to be performed. Okay, so this is the description of this general register organization. Now, if you can see the register and multiplexer input selection, if the binary code applied 000 to the select A, then we are considering it as an input. Select B is also an input. Then if you apply the binary code 001 to the select A मतलब यहाँ पर है. Okay, and select B is this one. So 0001 selects the register R1 by the multiplexer A, and the same thing is for the multiplexer B. To the multiplexer B, if you apply 001, it will also select the register R1. Okay. Then if you apply 010, it will select R2. For select means for multiplexer A, for multiplexer B, as well as the decoder will select the register R2. Okay. Similarly, for 011, it selects R3, 100 selects R4, 101 selects R5, 110 selects R6, and 111 selects R7. So by applying these select inputs, we can select that which register is to be used. Okay, these 2 multiplexers are going to select these registers, and these will be selected to store the operands, means on which you are going to perform the arithmetic or logical operation. Okay, and this select D is going to select the destination register where the data will be stored. Okay, then we have one more select signal OPR, which is also called as a control input. So it will select that which operation is to be performed, and its table is given over here, operation selection table. If the operation selection code is 0000, then it selects the operation, that is transfer A. If it is 0001, then the operation is increment A, means the value of A will be incremented by 1. Okay. If the previous value is 5, it will become 6. If the previous is 14, it will become 15, like that. And for this, you'll need only one operand, that is A. Then next is 0010. It performs the addition A plus B, and for this you need to select 2 operands, A and B. 0011 will select the subtraction operation, so subtraction will be performed, A minus B. 0100 is the decrement operation, so it will decrease the value of A. Whatever is there in the A will be decremented by 1. Then next is 0101. It performs the logical operation, that is logical AND. Then 0110 performs the OR operation between A and B. 0111 performs the XOR operation between A and B. Then 1000 performs the complement, means the inverting operation on A. So it calculates the complement of A. Then 1001 is used for shift right and 1010 is used for the shift left operation. Now to perform some arithmetic or logical operation on the operands, we need to give a command to the CPU. Okay, and for that we can use this control word. This control word consists of select A, which is of 3-bit, select B is of 3-bit, select D is of 3-bit, and then select operation, which is of 4, or in some registers it can be of 5-bit. Okay. So what is a control word? The combined value of a binary selection inputs specifies the control word. It consists of 4 fields: select A, B, D, or select register. It contains 3-bit each, and select OPR field contains 4 bits. Thus the total bits in the control word are 13 bits. The 3-bit of select A select a source register of the input of the ALU, and the select B also selects the source register of the B input of the ALU, and the 3 bits of select D or select register select a destination register using the decoder and where the result of this arithmetic or logical operation is stored. The 4 bits of select OPR means operation select. It selects the operation to be performed by ALU, means whether you need to perform addition, subtraction, or some logical operation that can be selected by this select OPR. Now here one example is given to explain the control word operation, and here we are performing the addition of two operands R1 plus R3, and the result is to be stored into R2. Okay, now R1 is to be selected by the multiplexer A, so its code is 001. Now to select R3 by the multiplexer B, the code is 011, and the destination register is selected by select D. For that the code is 010. And the arithmetic operation to be performed is the addition, and for that the code is 0010. Okay, so we need to provide this code to the CPU, then it will understand that first operand is R1, second operand is in R3, and the result is to be stored in R2. Okay, here the implementation is given that R2 is equal to R1 plus R3. Select A, it selects register R1. Select B, registers select R3. Then select D, selects the register R2. And operation selected is addition. And this is the control word. So it is going to perform the addition of the data stored in R1 and R3, and the result is stored in R2. Okay, then that's all about the CPU organization.